feel like there are no coincidences in life. Even the bad things that happen and the challenging things that happen and the trials, they're all a part of the grand picture. And you may not understand it in the beginning, but it starts to unveil itself. And what I remember most about my life and growing up was my passion. I always wanted to sing. I knew that I wanted to be in the entertainment industry, something that I wanted to do since I can remember. There was never a moment that I did not want to be on the stage. And my favorite entertainer was Diana Ross and Tina Turner. So growing up through life, I said, that's what I'm going to do. And I set out to do that when I turned 18. And so many things took off. I mean, I started out without even knowing how it would happen. But I do believe in life, when you want something and you start to implement the steps and surround yourself and put yourself in the areas that you should be in and study your craft, that the universe comes and it meets you the rest of the way. So here I am, 19, and all of these great things are happening for me. I signed my first production deal with Calvin Gaines, who he was actually the writer for Destiny's Child's first song. I landed my first movie role, and I had little points. I had a notebook, and I said, by this year, I want to sign a deal. By this year, I want to be in a movie, and everything was happening. It was aligning in the way that I wanted and the way that I was working towards it. At the time, I had a part-time job, and I was working in a car service industry. So people would come in and get the car service, and I was basically a clerk. And I will never forget a moment with one of my coworkers. And we were all having lunch, and I saw her drinking a Diet Coke. And I tasted Diet Coke before, and I could not understand how she could do that. I said, "Ooh, you drink Diet Coke? How can you do that?" She's like, "Well, I'm diabetic." And I had never heard the term. And I said, "Well, what's that?" She's like, "Well, I can't have sugar, so I drink Diet Coke." I said, "Ugh, I could never do that." That moment sticks out like a big red neon sign for my life. It's like you get signs in your life that show up, and then later on you're like, boom, I know why that just happened. Her name was Barbie. I think her name was Barbara, but she went by Barbie. And I remember that like yesterday, and it was a pivotal moment for me, because I say about 3 months after that, I was showing all the signs of diabetes. Excessive thirst, excessive urination. I lost weight very rapidly. I was tired. I looked great in my clothes, I thought. I was like, ooh, I'm getting thinner. I like this. And it's all great for the part, here I am in the music industry. But I wasn't feeling very well, and I didn't understand why. So I continued living my life and going out on auditions, and I remember thinking about my mother's health insurance, and that I was about to be 21, and they were going to take me off her plan. And my mom was teaching me all the things about being an adult. You're going to be 21 soon. That means you're going to have your own health insurance, and there's, welcome to the real world. So I was nervous about that, and I said I hadn't been to the doctor in a while, and I've been feeling a little weird. So I said, let me go to the doctor. And it's a week before my birthday, my 21st birthday. I go to the doctor, and I tell them, I'm feeling this, and they weigh me, and they're like, yeah, you lost about 20 pounds. So she says, let's check your sugar. And I'm like, what's that? So they take out this meter. I said, oh, that's what my coworker uses to check her sugar, she says. She checks my sugar, and it was 350. She looked at her nurse, and she said, you're diabetic. You need to go to the emergency room right away. So my doctor sends me to the emergency room. I don't know what I'm in for, because I don't feel well, but I'm moving, I'm shaking. This is how I've been operating for a few months now. I get to the emergency room and they see me right away. And I don't understand the urgency. There were a good 20 people ahead of me. They said, no, we need to see her now. They take me to a special area where they had me speak with a doctor, and they ran all kind of tests and blood work. And they told me I had to stay overnight. And the very next day, I met with an endocrinologist and a diabetes educator. And they told me, you are a type 1 diabetic. And what that means is that your pancreas is not producing insulin. So you will now have to inject it. And you will have to take shots for the rest of your life. There is no cure for this. We don't understand why this happened to you. But you can manage it. And you just need to learn your dosing. And you have to watch your carbs. So I thought to myself, whew, okay. I think I eat healthy. I don't eat a lot of junk food. I eat a lot of fruits, vegetables, and I think I can do this. I don't eat a lot of junk food. I can do this. And I was there for 4 days. They taught me how to administer my insulin. They took out the syringe. They had me practice on an orange. And within 5 days, they sent me on my way. Here's your insulin. And if you need any help, you can give us a call. And we'll try to help you as best as we can. And follow up with your doctor and your endo. And that was it. So that was the beginning of the rest of my life.